Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway, qualifying underway for the Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series, presented by Mr. Ghostman, part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Check that out at dgsracing.com. Quinn Newton in the 5 out on track. Healthy field here tonight. We have 25 cars registered. We watch the 5 of Newton make his way around. Trenton's fan club going on in here, and then Daniel letting them know what's up. Of course, all in love. Trenton. Jeff Price puts the first lap on the board. Ian Montrose goes 4th. Quinn Newton, we were watching, goes 2nd. Travis Martin 3rd. And Jeremy Scherer pops into 3rd. Wes Parker 6th. We'll watch Price make his way around. For some reason our timing and scoring not populating correctly. Not showing the leader. Ethan Evers goes up to the top of the boards on his first lap. Jeff Price reclaims it on his second lap. We'll see if the 26 can gain as much time as Jeff Price did. Price's second lap at 30:55. Evers needs to pick up, well, a lot more now that Wes Parker's jumped up there to the top. Parker does it on his second lap. Runs at 30:44. Ethan's second lap only 600ths quicker. He will stay in 4th. I say 600ths, I meant 6,000ths. Wes Parker brings it to a stop. He's sitting on pole right now. Trying to figure out why our timing and scoring is not showing up properly. Blake Giglio on his first timed lap. To reboot our theme here, I'm sure. So apologize for that for a minute. To keep you updated as we go along. Trenton Sneed pops in 3rd. There we go. Now we're in business. Blake Giglio's first lap put him 6th. See if he picks up on his second lap. Hayden Lowell's first lap put him 14th. Giglio's second lap moves him up to 3rd. Mike Christ now jumps up to 3rd. Watching Hayden. Brings it off turn number 4. He had the fastest lap in practice. 30.58 will put him only 6th best. That is probably the farthest back Hayden started this season. Cliff Mullins out on track. Race 22 Midnight Performance Camaro. Qualified 16th on his first lap. See if you can pick that up on lap number 2. Also on track, Dalton Hayes. Mike Edwards attempted a lap but didn't get it to count. He had an issue. Mullins really charging the bottom here. Brings it through 3 and 4. See what he can put down. .74 only moves him up to 14th. Dalton Hayes out there, the Brandt 47. Looks like a bit of a spec layer issue on that car. And qualifying ends with him getting 17th. We have 8 cars that did not get a time down, so we head into our 155 lap race here tonight. Should be a good one. Charlotte always puts on a nice show. As long as all the drivers remain patient. 25 of them tonight. Let the drivers fill out the field on track as we Get ready for our starting lineups. Pole sitter Wes Parker, see if he's hanging out in chat tonight. He is. Let's go chat with him. Wes, DG, got a copy?
Oh.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hi.
Had to turn Travis off.
It sounds awkward.
Yeah, he's being very loud.
All right, well, we find ourselves starting on pole here tonight. Put down the best of time there in qualifying. How do we feel about maybe being up front after 155 laps here at Charlotte?
We'll see. The car's very tight with this crossway.
Very, very
So,
tight.
yeah, it's going to see who can save that right front the best. So, it's going to be a lot of steering.
So what you're saying is Travis Martin's going to be hard to beat tonight.
Yes, he might win this race. He's a very good tire saver. Like, there's a chance he can win tonight. And he might win the series.
He might. It's regular season finale tonight. We find you starting on pole. Good luck to you out there, and we'll see if we're talking to you later in the race.
All right, bye.
Bye. Wes Parker, the 22, our pole sitter tonight. Let's go ahead and give you our starting lineup presented by our friends at Labor 12. Providing our starting lineup music here, awesome rock band out of Lubbock, Texas. Check them out, laborxii.com. We got Wes Parker on the pole in the 1010s Toyota. Jeff Price, the 19 back channel production Chevy, starts in second. Mike Chris, the Labor 12 Ford, rolls off in third. Blake Giglio, BGR Chevy, starts in the fourth spot. Trenton Sneed, Tran Technologies Camaro, rolls off fifth. Hayden Knoll, Arc Music Mustang, starts in sixth. Ethan Evers, Cave RP Zatcom Toyota, starts in the seventh spot. Lucas Hoisman, Labor 12 Toyota, starts in eighth. Quinn Newton, Mountain Dew Pitch Black Chevy in ninth. Travis Scrimetto, Labor 12 Toyota in 10th. Travis Martin, the Ghostman Mustang, starts 11th. Jeremy Scherer, Chevy Accessories Camaro, starts 12th. Andrew Beach, the Side Pipes Camaro in 13th. Cliff Mullins, Midnight Performance Race22.com Camaro, starts 14th. Dustin Franklin in the Station Chevrolet starts in 15th. Ian Montrose, the John Deere Mustang, in 16th. Dalton Hayes, Brandt Camaro, starts 17th. Mike Edwards, the Autism Awareness KVRP Toyota, starts 18th. Harry Gwendell, the Kamikaze Toyota, starts in 19th. Nick Hammer, National Fallen Firefighter Foundation Chevy, starts 20th. Dave Hoitzma in the Labor 12 Bass Pro Lookalike starts in 21st. Daniel Llewellyn, Labor 12 Camaro, in 22nd. J.R. Deal, the Little Caesars Toyota, starts 23rd. Jake Lawrence, the XI Toyota, in 24th. And not gridding up, Scott Elston. If he starts, it'll be from the pits in 25th. 25 cars registered tonight, 24 out on track officially. Appreciate you, Hayden. Good look there. Pace car approaching the pit entrance here, and we will get ready to roll 155 laps tonight from Charlotte. So 22 approaches the start finish. Green flag out in the air. We are underway. Jeff Price, a little bit of a lag there on the start. It's going to allow Mike Chris to get into second. Now Trenton Sneed looking for third down on the bottom. Jeff Price way up the hill. Seems everyone makes it through 1 and 2. Looks like Scott Elston did in fact start from the pits, so all 25 cars registered start this one. So we got Trenton get third from Jeff Price. Now Blake Giglio is trying to get there. Hayden Knowles trapped behind Price on that high line. Here comes Ethan Evers to the inside, as well as Lucas Hoisma. Inside line really prevailing here early on. Jeff Price started on the outside front row. He's fallen all the way back to what appears to be 6th. Someone's on the apron. That's Quinn Newton in the 5. See if he was able to keep it in the right direction. He was. It's like Nick Hammer and Dalton Hayes both hit the exit of turn 2 wall. Trenton Sneed up the hill. Blake Giglio to his inside to take over third. Ethan Evers battling Jeff Price. Ethan trying to get 5th. Jeff Price still stuck on that outside since the start of the race. You can run and make good time there, but it will burn your tires up. And as we heard from the 22 of Parker, right front saving is what it's going to be about tonight. Price losing out to Hayden Lowell. Hayden up to 7th. Price drops another spot, but finally gets down to the bottom. See if he's able to stay down there, if he drifts up. Looks like able to maintain position there. Giglio's caught Mike Christopher for 2nd. Mike Chris right on the back of the 22 of Wes Parker. We know Wes is trying to conserve. So Mike Chris going for the lead down the inside, heading into turn 1. Wes Parker seems content to give it to him. Mike Christopher takes over the race lead in the 88 Labor 12 Mustang. A little bit of a Dale Jr. throwback there. Hopefully you Chevy fans don't have an aneurysm over it. Wes Parker settles in 2nd, Giglio 3rd, Trenton Sneed 4th, Ethan Evers your top 5. Then comes Lucas Huisma, Hayden Lowell. Looks like Jeff Price may have just brushed the wall. Trenton up the track there in 4th. Ethan Evers looks to the inside. Then drawing alongside down the backstretch. We'll see if Trenton lets him have it into 3. Now Trenton has the 97 of Lucas Huisma, and then there's a gap that he can try to get down in if he wants to get back to the bottom. Somebody on pit road there, looked like Scott Elston in the 85. 85 hits his box. Meanwhile, Lucas does get by Trenton, and now Hayden filled that gap. Hayden's going to get Trenton as well. Trenton falls to 7th. We have Travis Skermetta there in 8th. And Jeff Price, the outside front row starter, is all the way back to 9th. Jeremy Scher 10th. Andrew Beach 11th. We have a bit of a gap back to Ian Montrose. Travis Martin started 11th. He's currently 13th. Dustin Franklin 14th. Harry Gradell started at the back. He's up to 15th. Mike Edwards 16th. Dalton Hayes 17th. Quinn Newton 18th. Saw him have that issue near the start. Daniel Wallen 19th. Nick Hammer in 20th. J.R. Deal 21st. Dave Hoytsma 22nd. Cliff Mullins 23rd. And Jake Lawrence 24th. Scott Elston appears to have retired from the race 25th. Mike Chris leads by about a half second over Wes Parker. You have Giglio, Hoytsma, Hayden. Trenton's gotten back around the 26 of Ethan Evers, as has Skermetta. So now Evers down to 8th, and he's trying to hold off Jeff Price. Evers has some right side damage on the 26. He's been up into the fence. Or bounced off another car, one of the two. He is now drifting backwards with that damage. The camera bounced off the fence. Dustin Franklin, Dalton Hayes, Harry Grindell, and Mike Edwards all hit one another. 4 cars on lap 9 picked up a 4 hex. See if we can track down when that happened. Stacked up ahead of him. Harry got a piece of it. Dustin Franklin ahead of him as well. We'll speed it up, try to find something here. All these cars are going to come into contact right there. Dustin Franklin getting out of shape. Looks like Grindell surprised Franklin going to the inside. That's where Hayes, Edwards, and 70 all get a little piece of contact. Everyone kept it going in the right direction, so we don't have caution. Excuse me. Harry Grindell has still started to move forward. He's up to 13th, working on Jeremy Scher for 12th. His right side seems to be okay. We saw that little bit of separation on Edwards' hood. Now we know why. Xfinity shouting out the 15. This 15 falls back to 13th. Here comes Ian Montrose trying to take that 13th spot away. John Deere Mustang down to the low line. Jeremy Scherr is going to fall back to 14th. Up front, Wes Parker. Mike Chris. The battle is on. From 4/10 back to right beside him in very short order. Mike Chris must have had a little bit of a bubble for that kind of a gap to diminish that quickly. Lap 8, Ethan Evers smacked the wall pretty hard, got a 2x. That's why the right side damage and the drifting back in the 26. 15 of 155 laps here. Vet gifting us up to Toxinity. Appreciate you, my friend. Oh my gosh, Blake Iglio and Hayden Lowell up into the fence there. Hayden lost his front end. Blake Iglio up against the wall. Can't get down with traffic coming underneath. He's probably going to Alt F4. Caution hits there. Vet with a 5-bomber there, getting Skittles, Art Teacher, Damon Chaotic, Canadian Travis, and Johnny Outlaw all being gifted subs as we get our first yellow of the race. Blake Giglio and the 67 of Hayden Lowell. Let's see how this transpires. Looks like Blake got a little loose. Lucas Weissman gets into the back of him, shoots him up the track into Hayden Lowell. Giglio getting loose in front of his teammate Lucas Weissman, bringing out the caution here. Appreciate you, Unbroken Vet, for all that love you're showing us. Appreciate it, appreciate it. And D. Waddy throwing in 100 bits for the gifted hype. Appreciate you, my friend. As we'll probably see the leaders come down and take fuel here. I don't know if they'll take tires this early. Mike Chris appears to be staying out. Rest of the field looks like they're coming to pit road. Mike Chris could be a lonely fella out there. We'll let the drivers get through their pit stops and then we'll go ahead and do some interviews. You doored me in the win in John Carrott's race? Hey man, it's racing. No sweat, no sweat. Appreciate you though. All that love, awesome. So we get a terrible camera shot of everyone's back of their pit boxes. So as we suspected, a lot of fuel stops here. First car that maybe takes tires could be Trenton Sneed. Or he could be fixing damage, one of the two. I'm sure we'll see a few cars doing that option. Trenton with the 30-second stop there. Looks like he was fixing all the damage he could. Maybe got a little right side damage to the 81 car. Let's see if we can look. Identify the issue for him. Hard to tell from that angle. Yeah, there's a little bit of right side damage. You see the hood's kind of crooked. Lucas likes wrecking Blake. I mean, there's some truth to that. I don't think he did it intentionally, but there is some truth to that. Blake just got loose in front of him. Lucas had nowhere to go. But yes, in practice, Lucas does like wrecking Blake. Johnny Outlaw getting the thanks in there for the gifted sub while he's out on track. That's impressive. Out there in the 9 car, 13th right now. Johnny Outlaw doing his thing, trying to get into the top half of the field. Got one more spot to make up to do it. I don't know about you guys, but that was always my goal when I raced. Let me be in the top half of the field and I'll be happy. Better than average. Field's filed up 2x2 as we roll the backstretch here out of turn 2. Mike Chris, Wes Parker will be your front row. Yeah, Mr. J, got yourself a sub. And I don't mean a sandwich, although you could have one, I just don't know. Quinn Newton just came off pit road once again. He topped off the tank, as did Cliff Mullins. Both of them down for 4-second splashes of fuel. Field into 3 and 4 as we get ready to go back for our second run of green flag racing. Mike Chris, your race leader. Wes Parker on the outside will be waiting for the 88 to take off before he can go. And there goes Mike Chris on the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air. As we come to start lap 19, Mike Chris gets a great jump, brings Lucas Hoytsma with him. Wes Parker's going to fall to third. You have Hayden Lowell, Travis Skrmetta side by side for the fourth spot. So watch the field through 1 and 2. Hayden looks like he's going to hold on to fourth. Skrmetta settles for fifth. Then we watch Travis Martin, Jeff Price. It's a battle for sixth. Behind them, battle for eighth. Harry Grindell and the one of Montrose. Price going to hang tough in that outside line. Harry Grindell pushes into the battle. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota all in a little race here for position. Christie checking in on Trenton. He's back in 19th. Got a little right front damage on the 81 machine. That outside line will work for a bit. It seemed Travis had to get out of it. He got very tight there through 3 and 4. Travis backed out. Harry Grindell's going to get to his inside. And Montrose, 26 of Ethan Evers is there. And you see the 71, Andrew Beach. He's going to try to fill the gap on the bottom. Martin charges it in there on the top. Maybe he saw an opportunity to get down in front of Montrose and not lose so many spots. He was able to make it work. Normally he was a man to save his right front tire, but he decided to go ahead. It would be better to stay ahead of those 3 cars. Up front. Oh my gosh, Lucas Hoytsma, where's he headed? He's in the grass. Hoytsma all the way through the grass on the apron. What has happened to the 97? It's just crazy. Hoytsma goes to the back of the field. Let's go back and see what happened. He's up and into the wall. It's Mike Chris down low. Wes Parker, Hayden Lowell all on a little 4-car pack. Mike Chris gets loose up the hill into the 97. Then they go 3 wide. Wes Parker takes advantage, takes the lead. Lucas Hoytsma goes down into the chicane. Then in Friday Fun Night fashion, just gasses it up through the grass. Wow. Now Lucas Hoytsma finds himself at the back of the pack. Mike Chris in 4th after he was leading. Travis Skrmetta now 3rd. Hayden Lowell, Wes Parker able to get through that craziness. Wes Parker leads over Hayden. Travis Skrmetta, Jeff Price, Mike Chris. And here comes 63 of Travis Martin. Price still working that high line. Mike Chris has not been to pit road at all yet. Most of the other drivers around him stopped for fuel. Nick Hammer might be on tires. He's 13th right now. And after watching him take that turn and close right up on the back bumper of J.R. Deal and the 16 of Blake Giglio, I'm going to go ahead out on a limb and say Nick Hammer definitely took tires there. So Nick Hammer, the closest car to the front on fresh tires. Keep an eye on him. I think everyone else is fuel or fixing damage and fuel. Parker and Hayden, then Skrmetta and Price. Price making that outside line work. He can find speed, but the tires don't seem to last usually. First time for everything though. Jeff Price up into 3rd. Skrmetta drops to 4th. Travis Martin, Mike Chris. A couple Toyotas behind them. Ethan Evers, Harry Grindell. As they battle for 7th. Right on board with Harry here. See Jeff Price still about a lane up. Then comes down to the bottom on corner exit. Gets a little bit straighter drive off. Harry's got some right side damage. We saw him with that contact early on. He opted not to stop and fix it. He did come down pit road for fuel, but he didn't stay for the repairs. Jump up ahead to Ethan Evers. He's run up on the back of 88 Mike Chris. I think we'll look to the outside here. Here comes Nick Hammer. Man, he is flying on those tires. He's going to be hurting later when he don't have a set, but man, oh man, he's using them up right now. Of course, if it stays green, Nick Hammer's going to look like a freaking genius right here. Make me eat my words. Here comes the 11, blowing by everybody. All the way up to 6th place right now. National Fallen Firefighter Foundation Chevrolet drops into 6th place. About a half second behind Travis Martin. We'll see how quickly he can run him down. Right on board with him. Show you what those tires are worth here at Charlotte. What up, William? How we doing, buddy? Having a good time running Charlotte here. Only one caution so far. Nick Hammer got tires on that caution. We're watching him come up through the field on him. He dispatches of Travis Martin. We'll go down into 1. Going to drive to the outside of Skermetta. Rolls up on the back bumper, Jeff Price. We'll see which way Price decides to go. Price down to the bottom. Hammer's going to roll top. And Nick Hammer up to the 3rd spot. Now he sees the 2 race leaders up ahead. It's Hayden Lowell and Wes Parker. Gap is 1.1. See where he runs when he has the option. He stays up high. I like that middle line. After just 1 corner, that gap's down to 7/10. Oh my gosh, that's so much speed. At the line, he made up 7/10 in 1 lap. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. He's caught up to the back of Hayden Lowell. Let's see what they're saying on the radio chatter. So far, a whole lot of nothing. So the camera jumps to the outside of Hayden Lowell. Moves up into 2nd place. 1 car left to go get is Hayden. A little too wide there. Gets right on the quarter panel of the 11. And Nick Hammer sizing up the 22 to go for the race lead. He's staying with that middle line. Committed to it. Gets to the outside of Wes Parker. Parker still leads that lap. But it's academic at this point, as Wes tries to get his corner entry the same way Hayden did, but the 11 car in his way. Nick Hammer going to drive around the outside of Wes Parker. Flex that fresh tire muscle. Drives up to the lead. Harry Gundel seems to be having a connection issue. He just popped back in grid. There he is. And once again, dropping down. And Nick Hammer, your new race leader. Going to pick up a bonus point here for a lap led. Nick leads lap 34. And that is what fresh tires can do for you, as he was the only car to take tires on that stop. Mike Chris did not even come for fuel. Currently 35 laps and counting on the 88. So we'll see how far they can go on a tank of gas here in relatively short order, as the 88 has to be getting close to making that trip down pit road. Justin Franklin, we saw him and Harry Grindell earlier, getting a little used up. Justin Franklin all over the back of the 88. So the 88 cuts him off. Oh my gosh, that was scary. Mike Chris stays committed to the bottom, forces Franklin up high. Harry Grindell going to go, and here he comes. Mike Chris, 36 laps into the run. So probably green flag 35 laps because he got some caution laps in there. Here comes Mike Chris, had to come down for fuel. So that means we're about 15 laps away from seeing the rest of the field come down. So Mike Chris was the only car that did not pit under our first caution. He'll fall to 24th, coming to get fuel. Nick Hammer, looking like a genius taking those tires. If we can make this race stay long green flag runs, he'll be sitting pretty. Currently 6/10 over Wes Parker. Hayden Lowell rides third, Travis Martin fourth, Blake Giglio up into the top 5. We saw Blake wrecked not that long ago. Here he is in 5th. Jeff Price in 6th. Travis Skermetta 7th, Ethan Evers 8th. Andrew Beach 9th, Dustin Franklin 10th, Harry Grindell is 11th. Dalton Hayes 12th. J.R. Deal currently 13th. He's got some right side damage. Looks like he's been into the fence. Got some rear end damage on that 9 as well as Trenton Steed goes to his inside, try to take away 13th. Little Caesars hot and ready car has been a little abused here tonight. Mike Edwards 15th, Daniel Wallen 16th, Dave Hoytsma 17th, Ian Montrose 18th, Lucas Hoytsma after going for that ride finds himself 19th. Jimmy Scherer 20th, Jake Lawrence 21st, Cliff Mullins 22nd, Quinn Newton 23rd, all on the lead lap. Then one lap down after the pit stop. There's Mike Chris with the fresh tires and fuel. He's going to try to make his way up through the field. Ian Montrose hits pit road in the 1. Lap 40, early for him. A little surprising. Did not think we would see any of the other cars for another 15 laps. The camera continues to lead. He does always pit early. You're right about that, D-Waddy. Gap over Parker only half a second now. Parker's actually reeling Nick back in. So Nick maybe used up all the good off those tires. Wes Parker's starting to reel him back in. That's got to be disheartening for Nick. He's got 15 lap fresher tires. Wes Parker's reeling him in. Man, what do I got to do to get away? Yeah, Nick's last lap a 32.45. Wes's is a 32.34, so about a 10th. A little over a 10th there. As the 22, Wes Parker blows by Nick Hammer. I think Nick got a little high there on the corner. He lost about a second. Didn't quite see what happened. Let's go back and see what happens to him through 2. I think he gets tight off the corner. Yeah, he got tight up into the fence. Gave the lead over to the 22 of Wes Parker. Now Wes leads. Nick's car burning up that right front. Pushing on corner exit Hayden Lowell. A matter of time before he takes over that second position. Well, at least Nick got to push to the lead and get some TV time. Had to feel good. Here comes Hayden off of turn 4. He'll probably try to get to the inside for turn 1. Nick knows it's written on the wall. He lets him go. Hayden back to second. He's now 1 second behind Wes Parker. Travis Martin, 4th place. He's a second back from Nick. And you have Blake Giglio. Fastest car on track last lap was Travis Martin. Travis has saved those tires. Ran the best lap last time through. Travis even faster this lap. 32.41. 6 thousandths faster than Wes Parker. Those two the fastest on the track by almost a 10th and a half. Here's Blake Skermetta, Jeff Price, Ethan Evers, Andrew Beach, battle for 8th. All three of these cars ran 32 nines last lap. Ian Montrose, Mike Chris, the only two cars that have pitted. We're at lap 29 for most of these cars. Probably another 5 laps or so, we'll start seeing the field come down. Injured Beach washed up there in the center of the corner. Ethan Evers had to adjust. Dustin Franklin right there. Franklin could probably use that fast repair. Got that nose damage. That doesn't ever help at a mile and a half. Right when I was bragging about Travis Martin, faster than the leader, Wes Parker goes and puts down a 32.3 on quite old tires. That's impressive. Now Wes Parker takes over the fastest car on the track title. Travis Martin in third, Nick Hammer down to fourth. Blake will be the next car to run down Nick. Nick lapping about a half second slower than the rest of the field now. Burned up the good. Check in on Trenton. There he is. Back there in 13th behind Dalton Hayes. JR Deal has the one car to the inside. Remember, Montrose came down pit road. Right along with the one as he blows by Trenton. His fresh tires, even bigger difference now with, oh gosh, what's the difference? Like 20 laps this time compared to like 15 for Hammers. So Montrose really has to be careful not to run over the cars that are around him. Be all too easy to just drive it into the corner and wipe somebody out. This is Harry Grindell. He's passing the 11th place machine. Of course, Mike Chris is probably doing the same. We were watching Montrose and then he had an issue. Ah, that's an old report. We got cars coming to pit road though. Blake Giglio's come down. Travis Skermetta right at lap 50. Ethan Evers comes down. There's the 26 machine. So we got some takers. Jeremy Scherer's down there as well in the 15. So 4 cars coming down. Travis Martin takes over the race lead as Wes Parker brings the 22 to pit road. So Martin was able to get by Hayden on track. Parker to pit road. Still can't hear my drivers, which is a little concerning. Hit my mute button like 4 times. Nothing's happening. Travis Martin stays out. Looks like Ian Montrose would get ahead by coming to pit road earlier of a lot of those guys. Andrew Beach now on pit road. Trenton Sneed. There's 14 of Edwards, 5 of Quinn Newton. They all come by on pit road. Travis Martin puts them a lap down. 7 cars on the lead lap need to come to pit road. Hayden's down in the 67. That'll leave 6 cars to come down pit road. Hayden hits his box. Now we await Travis Martin, JR Deal, Lucas Heusma, and Jake Lawrence. Here comes race leader Travis Martin to pit road. There's the Ghost Man hitting in there. Cold tires got you. Oh no. Let's see an incident report for you, Travis. Forgot what happened. Did you spin it on the pit road? Looped it out of 4 and alt F4. Oh gosh. Yeah, it didn't give me an incident report for your wreck. So the Ghost Man hits the box and JR Deal takes over the race lead. JR Deal and Jake Lawrence both going 38 laps here. could be important late in the race if it comes down to fuel mileage. Have to imagine JR might be thinking about that fast repair here with that right side damage and the back bumper. Looking like he backed it into a light pole. We'll watch the 9 stop as he comes in. See what he decides to do. Does not go for the fast repair. He's going to save it. Here comes Jake Lawrence in. That is going to complete our green flag cycle, handing the lead back to Mike Christopher in the 88. Remember, Mike Chris had that pit stop much earlier than everyone else because he stayed out in that caution, did not come down for fuel. He had to come down and get gas. So by 2 seconds, he's the leader over Wes Parker, Blake Giglio, Hayden Lull. We'll watch Mike Chris come to complete lap 55. Find Wes Parker. There's the gap, 1.4 seconds. We'll look back from Mike Chris and we'll watch Wes catching up, because that'll allow us to look at our compare stats. Already under a tenth. It's 1.4 at the line. Wes Parker is coming in a hurry. He is driving like he has places to go. I'm sure he'll go to the outside here. Oh, 88's going to give him the bottom. That's kind of him. And that'll move Wes Parker up to the lead. Blake Giglio will be the next one to try and catch him. Blake 1.2 behind Wes Parker. Still has the 88 in the way. And that completes our green flag cycle of stops. So all the cars that came down topped off for fuel on that first caution at lap 16 finally come through the pit cycle. The only car that didn't stop during that is Mike Chris. He is 21 laps since he was last on pit road, and Ian Montrose tried to get on his strategy. Montrose is 3 laps less into his run at 18 right now. We saw 2 cars go 38 laps there, stretching that tank as far as they could. That was the 9 and 68, J.R. Deal and Jake Lawrence. After the cycles, they find themselves 20th for J.R. Deal and 22nd a lap down for Jake Lawrence. The 88 has been passed by Giglio. That gap now 1.3. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Distance between Parker and Giglio. Giglio seems to make it up on corner entry, then lose it on corner exit. So Parker backing up the corners a little bit. Blake maybe overdriving it a hair just by the numbers. Hayden finds himself third, 1.8 back from Giglio. Mike Chris in fourth. He's drifting back on those older tires now. Travis Martin will overhaul him in relatively short order. Nick Hammer, remember, he took that set of tires and then held on for dear life. Finds himself sixth. So still doing great in that 11 after taking that set of tires early on. Looking like a genius. And you have Jeff Price in the 19, currently 7th. Back Channel Productions Camaro. There's Ethan Evers, Cave RP, all the Cave fanatics out there. Finds himself in the 8th spot. We have the 70 Team Kamikaze Toyota for Harry Grindell. He has taken his fast repairs. The right side's now perfectly wonderful once again. Dalton Hayes, last car in the top 10. Brandt Chevy running 10th. Andrew Beach and Ian Montrose, 11th and 12th. Montrose fading back is like Mike Chris. He's on a little bit older tire. Trenton Sneed will be the next one to try and get by Montrose. That would move Trenton up to 12th spot. Got Mike Edwards hot on his trail. Right on board with the Treon Technology Chevy. See a little right side damage to him too. He's been up into the wall. Seems like a lot of these guys are complaining about being tight. As he runs down the John Deere Mustang. Gets underneath him off turn 4. Completes the pass. Looks like Mike Edwards is going to get through there as well. And the Cheesecake moves up to the 12th spot. Mike Edwards 13th. Montrose down to 14th. Mike Chris has Nick Hammer to his outside. Jeff Price passed Nick Hammer for 6th, and then Nick Hammer passes Mike Christopher to take back 6th. You have Harry Grindell, Ethan Evers, Dalton Hayes. Top 10 here. Something happened to the 68 of Lawrence. He's driving slow into the pit lane. Let's see if we can find what happened to the 68 car. Gets passed by Andrew Beach. Drives it down onto the apron. I don't know. Don't see anything obvious. Definitely wasn't time to pit, as he was one of the last cars to pit. Maybe he smacked the wall and decided it was time to come down again. Still sits there. The West your leader by almost 2 seconds over Hayden. Hayden already has 5 wins this season. He doesn't need any more. Blake Giglio running him down. Blake currently in 3rd. They go by Dustin Franklin. 74 machine battered and bruised. Franklin's last stop only 9 seconds. Strange. Maybe he took 2 tires. I don't know. Not sure what the 74 was up to. Maybe he forgot to check tires. Travis Martin. Let's try to find you some battles out here. Looks like Dalton Hayes, Andrew Beach. There we go. There's a battle. Andrew Beach 9th, Dalton Hayes 10th. And then you got Trenton and Edwards. Trenton, Steve, Mike Edwards going at it. Edwards to the inside of Sneed. Charlotte, just ain't your track. What happened to you, Jake? I saw you pull off. Trying to figure out what happened. You just get tired of it, or I don't know. We thought maybe you hit the wall, but I couldn't find it. Grindell now up to 7th as he gets by Mike Chris. Mike Chris probably 3 to 5 laps away from hitting pit road. Tag the wall for 2x, realizes lap down, no way getting it back. That's fair. Report from the 68 team. So Jake Lawrence will finish 22nd. He joins Quinn Newton, Travis Skermetta, and Scott Elston out of the race. Dustin Franklin, the only car not on your scoreboard, still running. Franklin right now 1 lap down, 21st. Mike Chris drifting back towards Andrew Beach. Beach, a Charlotte local. Riding in the 9th spot as Mike Chris comes to pit road. Lap 34. Thought maybe another lap or 2, but here he is. 34 laps into the run, Mike Chris hits pit road. Gives up the 8th spot. Remember, he's been off sequence because he didn't pit on that first caution. First and so far only caution. Are closing in on halfway. 6 to go for our stage points. The top 10 will get points here. And about 6 laps. Wes Parker continues to lead. 1 second now over Hayden. Hayden's been chipping away at it. Was 2 seconds. Looks like everyone else besides Mike, Chris, and Ian Montrose should make it to the stage points giveaway, as Montrose has come to pit road as well in the 1. So the other 19 cars all should be able to make it to the points giveaway here. Parker tricks the line. Now 4 to go. So we give out those all-important stage points at the end of lap 78. Blake Giglio, the 16, hits pit road, and it looks like he has left the race. Didn't have any incidents for Giglio either. I guess he just giving up the ghost here at Charlotte. So that'll put Blake Giglio in 20th by the time Montrose goes around him. Mike Christopher is now 19th. Dustin Franklin is ahead of him by 7 seconds. So should the caution come out right now, Franklin would be the beneficiary of that lucky dog. But Mike Chris has the fresh tires and will be running him down very, very quickly. Try to find some more battles on track. Not a whole lot of cars running near each other other than this battle for 16th. Daniel Llewellyn and Jeremy Scherer just ahead of race leader Wes Parker. They're trying to stay on the lead lap as they battle side by side. Llewellyn to the inside, Scherer up top. Wes Parker probably coming up on the back of this pack like, where do I go? As the 1 goes by him. Ian Montrose goes from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. Now he's got way fresher tires than the 2 cars that are side by side ahead of him. He'll probably force the issue a little bit. He gets into the back of Llewellyn, pushes Llewellyn up the track. Montrose makes it 3 wide. Llewellyn showing his displeasure, trying to pinch him down. Llewellyn still showing his displeasure. Up the hill they go, into the wall. Jeremy Scherer and Daniel Llewellyn. Fortunately, they did not take out Wes Parker. Wes Parker is probably like, what the hell? Wes Parker, the race leader. Ian Montrose, well, now back 2 laps down, but still has those fresh tires, so he'll be 1 lap down once they get to the corner, and there he goes. Currently the 20th place car. We stay green, but I'm sure there's a couple of heated drivers. Hayden, meanwhile, still trying to reel in Wes Parker. It's right at that 1 second mark. Now there's 5 cars, 1 lap down. Jeremy Scherer hits pit road in the 15. Now that he's lost that lead lap, he's going to try and pull some strategy here to get it back for a bit and hope for a yellow at the right time. It's not a bad strategy. See the Cup guys do that on Sundays all the time. Needs it to stay green just long enough that the other cars pit and he finds himself back on the lead lap, but before they can put him back a lap down again, then he would need that yellow, that little window. That's how that strategy would work out for him. Wes Parker still a second over Hayden Lowell. Travis Martin right there with them. They're all turning 32 threes in the top 3. Jeff Price 6 seconds back and forth. Obviously not turning those 33 threes. He's putting into 32 fours, as is Harry Grindell. Looks like Ethan Evers in the 26 coming down for the short pit. Still had a ways to go. First stage is complete. Points were given out at the end of lap 78 while we were watching those battles go on. So we should start to see cars come to pit road. Cliff Mullins has decided it's time as well. The 37 on pit road. Looks like Dustin Franklin, 74. Probably going to take a fast repair. Unless he already used it or he's saving it. That's crazy. His car is very torn up. I thought he was sure he would take one. Race leader, 31 laps since he's been to pit road. Hayden Mull 29, Travis Martin 28. JR Deal 28. JR back in 13th, but remember he was one of the last cars to pit, so I wanted to check his lap. Hayden, Martin, Price, Harry Grindell, Nick Hammer. It's Andrew Beach closing up on him. But Nick made that one set of tires early on that first caution, lap 15. Only car to do it, drove straight to the lead. Still making that strategy work out for him. He's just now giving up the 6th spot to Andrew Beach. Jeff Price hits pit road. 19 car, one of the top running machines, hits pit road here. First one in our top 10 to do so. Was running 4th at the time. Haven't seen any pit violations yet. Driver's doing a good job getting on and off the pit road here. It's like Harry Grindell. Oh my gosh, Nick Hammer just ended his race. Yep. Nick Hammer hit the end of the pit wall, destroyed that 11 car. Let's go back and watch that one. Oh, you turned into it. Guess you decided your race was over. You'd had enough. Nick calling it quits there. Wesley Parker, the 22, on pit road. Had been leading the race there. Wes brings it down to the attention of his crew. Right side's popped up. He'll get 4 tires and fuel for the 22 team. Hayden Lull takes over the race lead. Also on pit road, Dalton Hayes and Trenton Sneed. Travis Martin peels off. Next lap by Ghostman decides it's time for pits. The one I'm curious to see is how long this 9 car can go. He went 38 laps the last time, which would be another 6 laps for him right now. See if he can somehow pull this into a strategy call that helps him win the race. Would be very cool to see. Big JR Deal fan myself. Hayden gives up the lead, comes to pit road. Lucas, 13 seconds back. Let's see what he decides to pull here. "33 laps since we've seen the 97 pit. He's got that right side damage. He's going to stay out. His father, Dave Hoytsman, 3rd right now. So he stays out. They'll go to 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Lucas Hoytsman, Dave Hoytsman, and JR Deal. Those are the cars that have not pit on this cycle. Wes Parker does get back around Hayden as Hayden comes off pit road. Here comes Lucas. Lucas brings the 97 in. Locks up those rear tires as he tries to get down to pit speed. Brings his dad with him. That's going to leave JR Deal. Once again, the last car to pit. If he runs another 38 laps, it'll probably be another 3 laps before we see the 9 car come down. Watch the pit boards jumble up and down each direction. Get this hydrate in. Appreciate you, Nick. 14 goes by unlapping himself. Now 13 cars on the lead lap. JR continues to lead. He's done 36 laps on this run. And that's going to be it for him. Here he comes. Race leader JR Deal. Brings the hot and ready pizza car down pit road. Wes Parker will retake the lead. Travis Martin now second. Martin 1 lap sooner than Hayden. Finds himself on track in front of Hayden by 0.6 of a second. We'll watch JR complete his stop. Down and away for the Little Caesars machine. So Wes Parker, race leader once again by 2.1 seconds over Travis Martin. Martin's last lap was 0.4 quicker than Wes Parker. I think Wes might be giving up the gap just to manage the gap and save his stuff a little bit. There's Hayden in third. Mike Chris fourth. There's Jeff Price in tow. Mike Chris once again pitting early, so he'll have to drift back through the field on older tires. Jeff Price goes the long way around. Price will move back up into fourth. Mike Chris, a little bit of right side damage to the 88. Seen that on a lot of cars tonight. Harry Grindell in sixth now. Ethan Evers 7th. Andrew Beach 8th. Dalton Hayes in 9th. It's a shame Nick Hammer had that issue, because I would have liked to see the 11 strategy play out all the way to the end and see where he wound up. Dalton Hayes, Trenton Sneed 9th and 10th. Closest battle in the top 10. Closest battle on the whole track right now. 20-something anyway? Well, that's not possible since, 21st on back is already out of the race. I think you would have been pretty good. It was fun to drive to the lead, though, wasn't it, sir? That looked like a hell of a lot of fun. Too far behind these two. There's Mike Edwards coming into the picture. He's running quicker lap times than the two ahead of him as they battle for that ninth spot. I noticed that, Nick. You got about 6 cents up on Wes Parker, and then your tires were gone. Dalton up the track a bit. Trenton looking to the inside, peeking as they come off turn 4. I think Dalton's going to give him a lane here. Trenton going to take the inside line. I'll move Trenton up to the 9th spot. Dalton Hayes down to 10th. Mike Edwards approaching this group. Edwards will try to see if he can take advantage of those two. Right on board with the Autism Awareness Machine. Crocs with the raid. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful night. We're almost 100 laps into this 155 race we have at Charlotte. Welcome on in, everyone. How we doing? If you want more information about our 9 different leagues we run, check it out at dgsracing.com. We'd love to have all of you be part of our community. This community is what we're about. See battles shaping up all over the place now. Wes Parker, Travis Martin, Hayden Lowell, all right here together behind Ian Montrose. Montrose can be a bit difficult to pass sometimes. Parker to the inside. This is our top 3. Travis Martin right there on the back bumper of Wes Parker. Hayden Lowell stalking him in the distance. It's a view from 3rd place, looking ahead at our 2 leaders. Travis Martin and the 22 of Wes Parker directly ahead of him. Only 1 caution so far at lap 16. The top 3 nose to tail now. Hayden Knowles will run him down. They ought to be able to get to the end on one more stop. Martin up the hill. Hayden will look to the inside, not able to get there just yet. They all three catch. The 74 of Dustin Franklin lap machine goes to the middle. Wes Parker going to run low. Travis Martin going to follow him in there. Wes is going to take that arc all the way to the wall, then go to the inside. That'll give him a good run into one. Martin may have to head that off. So then the lap car becomes a pick, and Hayden has nowhere to go with that run. So once again, nose to tail our top three drivers for the race. It's crazy you can run about 100 laps under green. End up all nose to tail like this. Wes Parker up off the bottom. Here comes Travis Martin. Freshest tires of the three is Hayden in the back. It's only 2 laps separating them all. Wes Parker 17 laps on his equipment. Martin 16, Hayden 15. Got about 19 laps, so we see guys on this strategy come to pit road as Martin gets very tight down there on the bottom. That may cost him the position to Hayden. Hayden's going to drive his Mustang to the inside of Martin's Mustang. Going through the double dog leg. He'll charge it into turn 1. See if he's able to make it stick. Hayden Lowell will take over second from Travis Martin. So Martin's a little bit of an error getting tight. Ends up costing him second. Hayden now trying to run down Wes Parker out front. Wes clicks off another lap. Start lap 105. Mike Chris, Andrew Beach. This is for position for 6th. Andrew Beach a bit fresher tire than Mike Chris. He goes to the outside. Mike Chris been fairly consistent about this. He's been staying at the bottom, making the guys with new tires go around the outside. Andrew Beach gets by. Mike Edwards gets around Mike Chris. There's Dalton Hayes. And don't look now, but here comes Lucas Hoitzma. Last time we've seen him, he was going airborne through the infield grass. No caution, by the way, as D. Waddy points out, and he's currently knocking on the door for the top 10. Ian Montrose coming to pit road before Mike Christopher this time. Montrose routinely been one of the first cars to pit. This is very early. Montrose won't be able to make it to the end of one more stop if we stay green. Neither will Mike Christopher's. Now he's on pit road 1 lap later. So those 2 cars will have to stop again. Rest of the field, I do believe, can make it into one more stop this race. Maybe some of the cars pitted early, like Jeremy Scher or Cliff Mullins, they might be in trouble. We'll have to see how it shakes out. You can go about 36 on a tank of gas. So if you're counting that backwards, it's what? 119, 120? So another 10 laps from now. That'd be 33 for Wes. Guys like Hayden will be easy to make it, but if you're looking down there at Jeremy Scher, Cliff Mullins, Ethan Evers, that's going to be a very tall task. Side by side for the lead. Hayden Lowell gets to the inside of Wes Parker as they cross the stripe. Wes all the way down into the grass. Actually picks up an incident point for being too low. That was a qualifying lap. It would not count. Fortunately for him, it's just a race lap. These two, no love lost. They have had plenty of contact and battles this season. Hayden takes the advantage right now. Wes Parker closes in. We get to the stripe. Will be 45 laps to go. About 9 laps. They'll be in that window to finish up here. And the caution flies. Wouldn't you know it? Cliff Mullins is on pit road. Like Daniel Llewellyn has some damage. 23 car. Oh my gosh, Mike Edwards gets airborne. They make contact on the backstretch, and Daniel Llewellyn, Mike Edwards just destroyed. Lucas Hoisman gets in the back of Daniel Llewellyn. What in the world happened there? Let's go with the far chase, see if we can tell the story a little better. Daniel and Mike side by side down the backstretch. Mike probably wanting him to get a little bit closer to the wall and doesn't go the right way about telling him. Mike Edwards pays the price for that. Oh my gosh, 14 car got demolished there. I'm sure he had to take a tow after that one. It's turned up into the outside wall, goes airborne. Mike Edwards taking a wild ride. That does it for the 14. Here come the pit stops. Should see all the lead lap cars down. This puts a little bit of an interesting situation into the race. It'll be very, very tight. I think everyone's going to be about 5 laps short from here. But you can't pass up the free pit stop, so I guess you come now, get your tank full, get your tires, then come down later for a splash. Maybe 2 tires. That's not a good view of pit lane. That's the view it gives me for pit lane. That's amazing. All right, Hayden Lowell wins the race off pit road. Wes Parker now second. Travis Martin in third. Mike, why did you hit Daniel? Jeff Price fourth. Harry Grindell fifth. Dave Hoisman finds himself sixth, but I think this is perhaps the wave around car. And he will come to pit road the next time around. It's only a waste of time if you make mistakes. Can't body slam a car and expect it not to bounce off the wall and come back into you. And Lucas Hoytsma, have you called it a night, my friend? Guess the nose damage you got there. Here comes Daddy Dave. The 4 tires and fuel for Hayden Lowell, Wes Parker, Travis Martin, Jeff Price, Harry Grindell, Dalton Hayes. We're looking at 41 laps from here. No one has showed they can go more than 38, so I'm thinking everyone's going to have to come down for a splash of fuel. This is going to get interesting. Trenton coming down to get that splash of fuel. As did Andrew Beach, topping off the tank. Dave Hoytsma, Ethan Evers. All these cars coming down. JR Deal looks like he's going to take a wave around along with Mike Christopher. JR Deal, 23 laps since he's been on pit road. He's going to hope for a caution, which this is only our second one tonight. That may be a tall order for the 9 team, but you never know until you try. Mike Chris, been 6 laps since he's been on pit road, so he's in good shape. He can probably stick it out pretty long. This actually may help Mike Chris where this yellow falls, because he can almost get back on cycle. He's only 6 laps behind everyone else. Everyone else is going to have to pit 2. So this actually helps Mike Christopher here. unless Derek's situation transpires where he says one more caution, make everyone good. I don't quite think so. It's about three laps, and a caution's usually 3 to 4, so you only make up 1 or 2 laps. I think they would need multiple cautions for him to be good from here. But Mike Chris going to get the wave around, as does JR Deal. So 12 cars back on the lead lap. Dave Hoyson was the lucky dog. Ethan Evers 9th, Andrew Beach 8th, Trenton Sneed 7th, Harry Grindell 6th, Dalton Hayes 5th, Travis Martin 4th, Jeff Price 3rd, Wes Parker 2nd, Hayden Lowell, race leader. It'll be 40 laps to go when we get restarted. Fuel runs about 36. It should be interesting. Everybody on new tires here. Except JR Deal. 25 laps since JR Deal's been on pit road. So he took that wave around. He's trying to get the quick caution here. As Hayden gets us restarted in the 67. Oh, Wes Parker way out of shape. And that's going to bring out a caution. Dustin Franklin, there is the quick caution that JR Deal needed. Oh, Dave Hoysa plows into him there. Just got back on the lead lap. Mistake from Wes Parker. You don't see that very often. Right there. Gets out of shape. And bam, into the outside fence. Collects the 26, the 74. Oh man, 79 right there at the end. JR went through the grass to avoid that. Let's watch the 26 come through there. I think he gets a piece in the door, right side door. Yeah, right in the door for the 26. 74 of Franklin. He was already 2 laps down. He ends up way in the grass. Let's ride with Dave. Let's go for the restart. Coming up through the gears. See everything unfolding up ahead of him. Just not able to avoid it right into the side of the 22 car. We are quickly back under caution. I'm sure we'll see some cars top off here. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Here comes Hayden. Bringing Jeff Price, Travis Martin. I doubt any lead lap car will stay out here. But the lap down machines will take it as a free wave around. Or not. Mike Christopher has decided to stay out. Jeremy Scher gets the lucky dog in the 15. Mike Christopher stays out, but he is behind these other guys. So Llewellyn, Mullins, and the one of Montrose should all get wave arounds. Unfortunately for Mike Chris, nobody will be hating him for staying out. Hayden, splash of fuel. Martin, Grindell, Jeff Price, all splash of fuel. Trenton Sneed, Dalton Hayes, Andrew Beach. Dave Hoyson with the quicker pair and splash of fuel. Wes Parker. I think he took tires. Jeremy Scher goes around. Yeah, Wes Parker took tires, the fast repair, and the fuel. Ethan Evers getting damage repair. JR Deal. His car's been banged up most of the race. Hard to tell from that angle if he took his fast repair or not. Nope. I don't know if he's already used it or what. Maybe he's saving it. Let's check, find out. So we have the ability to do that. There we go. A lot of people have used them. That's surprising. Mike Chris still has one. Travis Martin, Jeff Price, Andrew Beach, JR Deal, Ian Montrose still have fast repairs. So JR has not used his. as we get about everyone, back down pit road. Hayden Lowell, Travis Martin stay out. A lot of other guys coming down to top off the tank once again. Wes Parker, Trenton Sneed, Harry Grindell, Dalton Hayes, all getting that splash of fuel and heading back out. We get another hydrate in here from Murr. Appreciate you, Mr. Fireman. Another swig of that blue raspberry electrolyte water. Keep your broadcaster in good shape. The top 6 stay out on the second time around. Harry Grindell came down for a splash of fuel. Ethan Evers was damage repair. Dalton Hayes, he got a splash of fuel. Trenton Sneed, Wes Parker, Andrew Beach, Jeremy Scherer, all splashes of fuel. Daniel Wallen, Cliff Mullins, and Ian Montrose, the first 3 cars behind the pace car, are all getting the wave around here. They will be coming around on the 1 to go and getting back on the lead lap. Then they will hope for yet another caution so they can come get fuel and they can make it to the end. So a race that saw only 1 caution for over 100 laps. Let me get a couple of them here. And Montrose is pushing Cliff Mullins as Cliff keeps shutting his car off. And we get the 1 to go. Mullins, Llewellyn, and the one of Montrose will hurry around the track, rejoin the tail end of the field, 14th, 15th, and 16th. I'll hand the race lead, Mike Christopher in the 88, Hayden Lowell. Top 3 are all Ford Mustangs, so the Fords are showing up good here. Then a Camaro of Jeff Price, and then 3 Toyotas, J.R. Deal, Ethan Evers, Harry Grindell. Trenton Sneed's Camaro, Andrew Beach's Camaro, and Jeremy Scherer's Camaro. That's your top 10. Take a look at your manufacturer's positioning. Restarting with 35 to go. And that window should be good to go. Most people can go 36, so topping off here, you should be able to make it. Driver that I don't think can make it is Mike Christopher, so that'll be interesting. He will have to come down at some point. Here we go for the restart. Green flag back in the air. Mike Christopher jumps on the loud pedal, gets us restarted as he leads us towards turn 1. Hayden Lowell, Travis Martin battle for second. It's Travis Martin on the inside, 67 of Hayden up top. Hayden going to roll the top pretty good there. He gets his nose ahead of Travis Martin. In fact, he gets Mike Chris a little out of shape. He got such a good run. He goes to the outside of Mike Christopher. Remember, they have about 10 lap fresher tires. Brian, those are turned off during race broadcast, my friend. Sorry about that. Hayden takes that lead on the outside of Mike Chris with those 10 lap fresher tires. Now the Harry Grindell machine's trying to use Mike Christopher as a pick, keep Travis Martin pinned down. Now Mike Chris looking to the outside of Hayden. I don't think that's going to pan out for anything, though. Grindell got a little tight into the turn 3. He had to check up. Travis Martin, Harry Grindell still side by side as Hayden leads. Right at a full fuel tank run here to the end. 17 cars still running. 16 of those on the lead lap. Travis Martin struggled off the corner. He's going through that Lucas Hoytsma line through the grass. Hang on to it, Travis. Did not quite see what happened to Travis. Let's see what... Very close to Grindell, and then he kind of gets loose. He saves it. Sends him down through the grass. The Ghost Man going for a wild ride, hangs on to it. He's battling Daniel Llewellyn now, back for 13th. Tough break for Mr. Martin as he was running up in the top 3. Now Harry Grindell to the outside of the 67 of Hayden Lull. Harry wants to go for the lead here. Hayden, I'm sure, more than content to let him do so. Hayden saving tire, I imagine. Harry jumps out to the top spot. Jeff Price trying to take over third from Mike Chris. And here comes JR Deal. Up into the 5th spot. Great run for JR tonight. Jeff Price gets the move done, moves up into 3rd. JR will close up on the back of that Mustang, trying to find a way around. I'm sure he'll have to go to the top as Mike Chris has been guarding that bottom like it is a lifeline. Trent Sneed up into 6th, right ahead of his teammate Andrew Beach. Wes Parker 8th. Parker did bolt on a set of tires there in that second caution. So they're a little bit fresher than everyone else's, but I'm sure he's trying to conserve them a bit behind Beach and Sneed. Go on board with Wes Parker as we look ahead at the single file leaders. This is the view from 8th place. Harry Grindell is up off the bottom. Hayden Lowell's gotten underneath him for the lead. Ford versus Toyota. Hayden leads that lap. Looks like Hayden's going to clear as the caution comes out once again. Daniel Llewellyn down in the grass. Let's see what happens to the 23. Looks like he's battling with Cliff Mullins in the 15 of Jeremy Scher. They're 3 wide on the front stretch. Cliff Mullins up the track. Daniel comes down across his nose. Cliff Mullins says, have a nice trip. Daniel Llewellyn takes a little spin cycle. Doesn't hit anything too hard. Daniel will be able to continue, but we're back under yellow. This will help those cars that did not come down and take off that second top off of fuel. Mike Chris, he's going to have to decide when to pit though. It's 23 laps so far for that 4th place car, the 88 machine. Mike Chris, the only car in the top, well, all the way back to 16th that we know cannot make it on fuel. Actually, I imagine Ian Montrose can't either, nor can Cliff Mullins, but they get the wave around and the caution that they needed. They will be able to come down, fill up their tanks. Let's see who comes and who doesn't. Hayden stays out. Grindell comes down. Mike Chris, not surprising. Trenton Sneed comes down. Travis Martin stays out. Then pretty much the rest of the back half come down. So the ones that stay out, Hayden Lowell, Jeff Price, JR Deal, Andrew Beach, Wes Parker, Travis Martin. Everyone else hits pit road. Mike Chris, I'm sure, will take a set of tires. See the 88, yep. 88's taking a set here. Trenton, fuel only, down and away. Trenton was worried about the fuel. Mike Chris is taking a set of tires. He's going to be on the best rubber left in the race. Strategy that could play out well for him. So he's going to have about 13 lap fresher tires. Now a lot of those laps are run under caution for the other drivers. Dalton Hayes looks like he had a set of tires laying around. Harry Grindell, 70 car, he had a set of tires. All these guys bolting on a fresh set. Hayes a 14.2. That may be a little too fast for tires, but we'll see. Daniel Llewellyn 10 seconds, so his was fuel and damage maybe. Jeremy Scherer, 14. He got a set of tires. So did Ethan Evers, 14th. Ian Montrose bolted on a set of tires. Cliff Mullins got some damage repair in a set of tires and maybe an internet fix. Dustin Franklin, he goes from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. He'll be open for one more caution, so he could start moving back up through the field. '74 brings his car to pit road. Bracy with the 3 years. What a legend. Appreciate the resub, my friend. Appreciate all the support over the 3 years. Look at that beautiful emerald badge. I have to make you a new one. I have to make a 3-year badge. You guys are making me work. I love it, though. I'll have to figure out what color to do for 3 years. What color do you think, Bracy? We've already got like purple and red and teal and emerald and ruby. And have to. How about a bright pink? That'd be great. Go great with your EC Breezy sound command. Just a bright pink gem. Yeah, red is like the first month. I mean, I don't think means we can't repeat them. Just change it up somehow. Maybe put like a white lightning bolt in it. I don't know. Be cool. Let you guys discuss it in Discord. Waffle House colors, yellow and black. It's VCU colors. I'd be down for that. I don't think we have a yellow yet. So Hayden Lowell, Jeff Price, your leaders here. 24 to go. JR Deal finds himself 3rd. Go ahead, JR. Andrew Beach 4th. Wes Parker 5th. Travis Martin 6th. Trenton Sneed. Dave Hoytsman, Harry Gundel, Mike Chris, Dalton Hayes, Daniel Llewellyn, Jeremy Scherer, Ethan Evers, Ian Montrose, Cliff Mullins. Those are your lead lap machines. And then Dustin Franklin. 1 lap down, coming off pit ring. Let's harass Hayden just because we can. Actually, we can't. I have to go find him because he's in a different channel now. Hayden, DG, got a copy? Hayden.
Hi, Swiss.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm gonna find out over the next 22 laps. Let me tell you.
What about the other 2?
The other 133?
Oh, it's 23 to go. You said you go find out on the next 22 laps. I'm like, what about the other one?
I mean, this is 23 to go. We're gonna come and get the green on 22 to go. So
yes, but still, you can't.
I've never contemplated a pit decision more than I did right there. Like, brutally honest. Like, I was like, I don't know if I should. If I stay out, I'm kind of screwed.
Tires coming from 9th.
If I take tires, I mean, and there's another caution, I'm screwed. I don't know. We're gonna try to put this Arc Music Mustang in victory lane.
Okay, good luck. Bye.
That's all I can tell you. Okay, bye.
Base car's getting ready to clear off. Hayden Lowell letting us chat with him there for a minute. Kinda tires coming from 5th. It's been at least 13 laps since Wes put on tires, but 2 laps for Harry. So Hayden has that same strategy. Hayden jumps out to the race lead. Looks like JR Deal's falling to 4th. Sandra Beach goes around the outside. Travis Martin, Wes Parker, then Harry Grindell. Harry can use up those tires a little bit more than everyone else. Wes Parker going to get to the inside of the Ghost Man here. Oh, Travis able to cut him off there. And Travis trying to stay off of JR Deal. Those 2 teammates, actually all 3 are teammates. 9, 63, and 22. Yellow back out. It's like Daniel Llewellyn again. No nose. Mike Chris is involved. Dustin Franklin trying not to hit anything so he can get the lucky dog. Let's see what happens here. Looks like this one's not going to be on Daniel. He's just late to the party. Mike Chris is around. Let's see what happens to the 88. Dustin Franklin, not Dustin Franklin. The other 74 and 47 get me really confused. Dalton Hayes trying to push inside Mike Chris. Mike Chris cut him off all the way down the backstretch. Dalton Hayes took offense to it and turns the 88 into the corner. I'm sure voice chat is a wonderful thing to be in right now as Mike Chris gets sent by the 47. Daniel Llewellyn pays the price for their transgressions. But Dustin Franklin probably pretty happy. As long as he didn't hit anything. 74 should get the lucky dog. He goes all the way on the apron to avoid cars. Daniel gives him a tap there. Franklin's probably going to be pissed about that. Fortunately, I can't have voice chat today. I'm sure it'll be a real pain in the ass right now. Hayden and Price, 1 and 2. Beach, Deal. Harry Grindell still 7th, so this helps out those cars that did not pit. Mike Chris on and off pit road. Gets his fast repair. Dave Weissman also on and off pit road, the 79 car. Dustin Franklin does get the lucky dog. There goes the 74 around the field. Chat, go ahead and make your picks. With 20 to go, who do you think's winning this race? Hayden Lowell out front, 18 laps since he's been on pit road, and that was for fuel. We have tires, Harry Grindell in 7th. I do believe everyone can finally make it on fuel. $19 and $67 get into it, and Beach wins. I'd celebrate that, or JR Deal. Both of those will be pretty popular wins. The winner is Daddy Dave because he beat Lucas. I mean, shouldn't we give that to the whole top 17? Pick 47 is your best friend. Oh no. Lucas heard you. Lucas is back out. Lucas has heard Rowdy. He's back on track. Look out. 25 laps to go. It's like, this is unacceptable. Shh. Just let him be mad, Rowdy. Let him be mad. Hayden, Price, Beach, and Deal and Martin, your top 5. Do we get the 1 to go here? Yup. So I won't pull anybody for an interview. I was thinking about pulling JR. Because he's up in 4th. I know, right, Jinxie? All the way up in 4th? Hayden passed the pace car. We should black flag him. The funny part is, if we get a lot of cautions, Lucas would get a bunch of lucky dogs now. The only car off the lead lap. Hayden, stop passing the pace car. Our pace car is set to pull off here. It'll be 17 to go when we get the green flag. Hayden wastes no time, jumps on that loud pedal immediately, which is in the rule book. He is okay to do that. Andrew Beach going to clear Jeff Price for 2nd. Price down to third. Travis Martin fourth. Wes Parker fifth. Then Harry Grindell side by side with J.R. Deal for sixth. Oh, they make contact. Harry Grindell and the 9 of Deal. Grindell gets pushed down. Deal gets his elbows out a little bit. Grindell falls to 7th. Trenton Sneed battling Dalton Hayes. That is for 8th. Hayden got a 4/10 gap over Andrew Beach. Will we see those tires matter at all? Harry Grindell gets to the top side of JR Deal. JR falls down to 7th. Up ahead, battle for 2nd again. Price down low, Beach up high. Travis Martin gets right on the back bumper of that 19. See him get a little bit loose there. Wes Parker trying to find somewhere to go in the 22. He's pinched in behind them both. Harry Grindell, same story, different verses. He's right there in the mix. Beach clears Price. Now Travis Martin to the inside. Wes Parker hoping Price goes low so he can roll the top. Didn't work out that way though. Price stays up a lane. Watch the second one back as Hayden Lowles cleared almost a full second over these group. Price still running a little bit high, now works his way down. Parker sees opportunity but can't quite draw alongside the 19. 19 moves back up to the high line. Parker stays blocked in. Now he's going to try to roll the top here. Price digging down low. Parker really trying to get to the outside of that 19. Now he's got the bottom. He's going to cross over. Gets to the inside of Jeff Price. Parker gets by the 19. Although Price going to work hard on that outside line. He might get a little tight coming off the corner though. Able to make it stick. Nice move there by Price to get the momentum. Now Harry Grindell gets to the outside of Wes Parker. 13 laps to go from Charlotte. Wes Parker up into Grindell. Grindell's going to get the fence. Grindell's going to fall back rapidly. It's a shame he had the best tires up into the top group. Now Dalton Hayes in 4th has that distinction. Hayes right on the back bumper of Jeff Price now. 12 to go. See Lucas Hoisman down on the apron, out of the way. Hayes needs to make short work of these two if he wants any chance at the leader. Jeff Price up off the bottom. Hayes going to drive it in there in the 47. He's going to clear Jeff Price. Now Andrew Beach, the next target for him. Beach gets up off the bottom. Hayes going to go for 2nd here. Price in the fence. Parker is sideways. Parker hangs onto it, I believe. Oh, someone's around though. Is that Jeff Price? And then Dave Hoytsma collects him right at the end. Jeff Price. Oh my gosh, that was a hard hit. See both Beach and Price hit the fence there into one. Wes Parker out of shape down low. Then he comes up the track into Jeff Price. So Parker didn't quite save it. And then Daddy Dave right at the end hits right in the door for the 19. This may work out in Dalton Hayes' favor. Dalton's going to have a really good shot at this. As is Ian Montrose. The fresh tires are going to have an opportunity. I had to chug the rest of my water because it's going to get exciting. Rowdy Jinx Dave, he does that. Who's coming and who's not? Andrew Beach, Travis Martin, J.R. Deal, Trenton Sneed, Harry Grindell, Dustin Franklin, Daniel Llewellyn all hit pit road. Do they have a set of tires left? Let's watch the 9 team. 9 takes a fast repair and tires. Does Trenton have a set? Trenton's taking tires. Travis Martin taking tires. A lot of cars are going to be on fresh tires here. This is going to get exciting. So Andrew Beach, the first one out on fresh tires. Local kid. Call him kid. He's not that young, but you know. Andrew from the Charlotte area. Travis Martin, always good at Charlotte. J.R. Deal. Fresh rubber, as is Trenton Sneed, Dustin Franklin. A lot of cars just got a whole new outlook on this race. The cars that did not want to see this: Mike Chris, Ethan Evers. Who knows? Shara may want to see it. Cliff Mullins, Ian Montrose, Dalton Hayes. All those cars. Better tires than Hayden. Hayden's probably in the worst shape right now. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm a little frustrated, but you know what? We are here and capitalizing. That's what all I want to do right here.
I don't know why we're frustrated. We're the car closest to the front of the field with a brand new set of tires. Wouldn't that be exciting?
It would be if I didn't have 36 seconds of damage from, I don't know. I felt like the car pushed up after Dalton was on my inside, but that was probably just a bad move by me. 36 seconds of damage has been really bad for Aero. So we'll see what we can manage.
Yeah, that would be frustrating. Well, good luck holding off the rest of them behind you and trying to pass the ones in front of you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Well, bye.
Andrew Beach picked up some damage, he says. We didn't notice too much, but he said it was 36 seconds of optional, so it can't be. Yeah, you see a little separation there by the cowl and nut. It's not going to be all that exciting for him. Light's still on our pace car. We got another lap to go of this pacing. Who else should we chat with? Let's go find old Travy Trav. Trav's a good one to chat with. Travy Trav, DG, got a copy?
Hello.
Hello, we're getting ready to go back racing here, and Andrew Beach has a little bit of right side damage, so it looks like you are the best one with the 4 fresh sets of Goodyear tires. How are we feeling about trying to make it up there in 6 laps?
Feeling pretty bad about what just happened. I couldn't check up quick enough, got into the back of Wesley, so feeling pretty bad about that, but feeling pretty good about getting these tires working. But yeah, we'll go out there and just try to keep it clean as possible.
TM4, I did not know that Wesley's adventure was off of your nose, so sorry about that. But
yeah.
Whoops. We started 9th here. How high do you think you can get by the end of the next 6 laps?
It's gonna be a little tough. Passing here is interesting. I think I'm gonna have to take it outside, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna burn these babies up. I hope they're ready for some pain.
10-4. All right, sir. Good luck.
See, dude.
Chavy Chav, get back down to his chat. We'll slide right on up to the broadcast booth. And we're getting set for the restart. 6 laps to go when this green flag drops. Hayden's chosen the top. Dalton Hayes down low. Next row is Montrose and Mullins. Then Scherer and Evers. Will the tires be able to get there? Hayden gets a great jump. An absolutely phenomenal jump as Cliff Mullins takes over second. Montrose stuck to the inside of Hayes. That jump couldn't have gotten any better for the 67 of Hayden Lowell. Now they're 3 wide with Mullins as Hayes makes a hell of a move to the outside to dispatch both of them. Now Hayes has 4 tenths to try and run down race leader Hayden Lowell. Can he get that done? Will he make it happen? We look back from Hayden at Dalton Hayes as the laps start to tick off quickly. Seems Dalton not able to cut into the lead as much as he was before the yellow. He is cutting in some, but he needs to make up more ground than that quickly. Don't look now, Travis Martin's up to 4th. Those tires are coming. Dalton Hayes is going to catch Hayden right about the time Travis Martin may catch him. Dalton is there, and Travis Martin's making the move on 3rd as we watch this battle for the lead. Dalton looks to the inside of Hayden, drives it in there deep. Dalton Hayes trying to wrestle away the lead from Hayden. Here comes Travis Martin on those fresh tires. Dalton leads that lap. Hayden Lowell rides in 2nd, staying side by side with Dalton. Now Dalton gets ahead of the 67. Travis Martin in 3rd. Travis has those best tires. Dalton Hayes going to try to block the bottom. Hayden Lowell's going to go down with him. Travis Martin says, I'll take the top gladly. Oh, as Hayden Lowell turns Dalton Hayes up into Travis Martin. Hayden Lowell. We stay green. Ian Montrose drives to the lead. The John Deere Ford Mustang to the front of the field as the caution finally waves. Looked like Mike Chris was involved in that one at the end of it. Oh, Ethan Evers. Goodness gracious. Hard hit there for the 26. Almost everyone is involved in that one. Here comes Mullins up the track right into Ethan. So let's see how Mullins ended up down there. Right there, Travis Martin down the track into Mullins. Then Mullins comes right up into Ethan Evers. That was chaotic at best. One more time. Who should we even watch? I think Dalton Hayes gets turned by Hayden to start all of this. Hayden, bam! Dalton lets off. Hayden gets right into him as he does. Hayden up and into the outside wall. Travis Martin got a piece of it. Let's watch Travis's view of all this after that. Because Hayes actually gets straightened back out by that. Then Travis, boom, Cliff Mullins into the back of him. Travis drives on away as Beach gets into the back of him. Everybody's going to be so mad after this. I think everybody is pissed at this point. Everyone has a reason to be except Montrose, I think. Let's find the 37. Cliff Mullins, and Ghostman comes down right in his lap. Then Mullins up the track right in front of Ethan Evers. Evers gets the 15 of Cher. Cher. Man, that's rough. Let's go back and watch on board the 26. Cliff just comes right up the track into him. And around goes the 88. Dustin Franklin probably has a pretty wild ride through this. See Franklin down the backstretch. This is where it all starts. See 47 get turned. And Franklin's way back at the back of this pack. This wreck takes forever to unfold. Franklin going airborne to avoid all that. One more time up front. It starts up front. We gotta go back a ways. And it jumps cars to Cliff Mullins, because of course it does. Oh my gosh. It doesn't know what it's doing anymore. I think it's because Cliff Car likes to jump around a bit. I tried to show you, Dalton. It didn't want to. He's jumped the cliff again. It's like, I do what I want. Yeah, we're getting close. There you go. Yeah, just you lifted and Hayden got into the left rear corner just a tiny bit. So Ian Montrose is your leader. We're going into overtime. 63 to 47. He saved him. 67 is the reason 47 got loose. Well, this changes everything. Who are you taking now? I feel like Hayden may even run out of gas. It's been... I know he's had a lot of yellows, but he has 39 laps since he's been to pit road. Place your bets. Montrose will be the control car here. See if he can get clear the way Hayden's been getting clear. And Dalton Hayes, Cliff Mullins, Jeremy Scherer. In the car on best tires, Trenton Sneed. Trenton in 6th in that 81 Treon Technologies Camaro. Could he have what it takes to pass 5 cars in 2 laps on those fresher tires? We'll find out in 2 laps. As long as we don't get a yellow on this restart, and then anytime in the first lap we see that white flag, will be green to the end. Pace car dives one off. Montrose set to lead us to the green. Hayden tries to time it, gets it wrong. Montrose gets a nice jump on him. Cliff Mullins out of shape already. Mullins has no back end, goodness gracious. Ian Montrose breaks away. Hayden Lowell, Dalton Hayes, the top 3 get clear. Jeremy Scherer, Cliff Mullins, Trenton Sneed got stuck in the wrong lane there on that restart. The tires not going to work out for him. Here comes Hayden Lowell catching up to Ian Montrose. Hayden with older tires. Does he have enough fuel? Does he have enough tires? Does he have enough time? Montrose leads them out of turn 4. Dalton Hayes 3rd. White flag's gonna wave. This will be the final lap of the race. Ian Montrose trying to steal the show. Hayden will do anything with him. Hayden on the older tires. Montrose that 0.2 of a gap. Got it on that restart. Does have newer tires than Hayden. Hayden up the hill. Ian Montrose going to come off of turn 4. Ian Montrose going to steal the win at Charlotte. That's an underdog. Way to go, Ian. Hayden Lowell does get 2nd. Dalton Hayes, frustrated with the 67, gets into the back of him. Travis Martin finishes 4th. Trenton Sneed picks up the top 5. Dustin Franklin brings it home 6th. Jeremy Scherer 7th. Andrew Beach 8th. Harry Grindell 9th. Mike Chris getting a top 10. J.R. Deal all the way down to 11th after all that. Cliff Mullins 12th. Daniel Llewellyn 13th. Ethan Evers 14th, and that's all the cars on the lead lap. What a finish. My winner's still Dave. Oh, J.R. Deal. Frustrated, drives right into the tire barrel. It's actually the 2nd win on the season for Montrose. He wins the season opener at Daytona and then the season finale at Charlotte. That's a way to bookend a regular season. Couple of victories for the John Deere Mustang. Needs to practice the burnouts a little bit. Let's get our top 3 to the waiting room. Dalton Hayes, Hayden Lowell, and Ian Montrose. This could be an entertaining trio of folks. We'll bring in the 47 of Dalton Hayes. Dalton, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I can do.
Well, sir, it looked like you had a real shot at the victory there, and then unfortunately that wreck between you and the 67 unfolded and everything kind of went to crap for you. How did you feel out there?
I probably shouldn't say how I feel.
10-4, we can talk about the rest of the
To
race.
be honest with you.
The part leading up to it, that part had to be exciting though, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had the race pretty much won, and just lack of people can't handle someone else winning a race, basically. So hey, let's just drive it in there. Got like probably 5 wins in this series, and let's just try and wreck someone that hasn't won in like a year or so for no reason, and then let's take in try and urge them on at the end of the race to wreck them. And I'm just not gonna do any of that. I mean, it ain't worth it. It's just a sim. I'm upset, yeah. Like I could have won that race, but hey, that's kind of what you expect from some of these people that you race with out here. It happens.
10-4, you got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to the guys at Fort Worth. It's always running with those guys. They make it always a lot of fun. I honestly probably wouldn't even run anymore if it wasn't if for them guys, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate and shout out to you for the broadcast. I would say that I was probably gonna go back and watch it at the end, but I don't know if I'll want to after this finish.
10-4, congrats on the P3 podium finish tonight, and we'll see you in the next event.
Yes, sir.
Go bring in second place finisher Hayden Lowell in the 67. Hayden, what transpired between you and the 47 out there?
Um, well, I'm trying to think. I can't remember exactly what lap it was, but I was on older tires and he was on newer tires, and he threw an absolute haymaker going into turn 3, and I turned out of it. Otherwise, we were gonna come together, and I got to run down the back, and I showed him the nose, and I showed him the nose, and I drove it in a little deep, and he decided that I wasn't allowed to make the same move he was. So unfortunately, we came together, and I hate that for both of us. But still a great run for this number 67 Arc Music Ford Mustang with Madigan Motorsports. 5 wins in the regular season, going into the playoffs as the number 1 seed, and hopefully we can go get a win at Darlington next week and put ourselves in the round of 8 immediately.
10-4, you got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Again, thank you to Arc Music, Madigan Motorsports, Ford, and Napa Auto Parts as always for being on these race cars. The boys back at the shop bring great pieces all season long. We've won half of the races, and I'm very thankful that we were able to do that. There were some that we shouldn't have won, and maybe others that we should have, but very very good regular season from us. No matter what happens in the playoffs, where I think we've shown that we'll be a deserving champion if we can get there, and if we don't, we still would be someone that we showed that we coulda, shoulda, woulda been. And thank you to McKenna. I'm sorry that your grandfather's not doing well. I wish I could do more, but thank you for letting me do these races, and thank you for helping around the house. I know I don't show it my appreciation sometimes, but I really do love you and do appreciate everything you do around here. And thank you for what you do for me. I just wish I could do more for you. So thank you, Swiss, for doing the broadcasting too, and thank you, Travis, for putting on the league races. It's really fun, even though the cars are bottoming out recently. But that's not Travis's fault, is it? So
No, it's definitely not.
no, it's not. So yeah, I think I got all my bases covered there, and I'm sweating because my GPU is, I think, probably 80 degrees Celsius, and
Lovely.
it's time to take the shirt off and go have an ice bath.
All right. Congrats on that P2 run tonight. We'll see you in the playoffs next week. And yeah, congrats on the strong run.
Thank you very much, Swiss.
Hayden Lowell bringing it home P2. Now we go get our surprise race winner, Ian Montrose. Ian, it looked like you were kind of screwed there at one point. It looked like you were going to have to stop one more time than the rest of the field and be out of it completely. And the next thing you know, all the carnage up front, you get the fresh tires bolted on. Here comes the one car to the front, and you end up bookending the start and finish of the season with victories. How'd you get it done tonight?
Honestly, it's hard to really. You can't say that this was strategy because it wasn't. you know, yeah, the way it all planned out. I mean, obviously, I wanted to go a little bit off strategy and getting some fresh air. I just felt like with everybody bunched up, it was going to be a little tricky. But the way that the strategy ended up playing out, I ended up being 2 laps down at some points, a lap down at others, and so we got 2 waiver rounds in a row, which was pretty lucky that got me back onto the lead lap. And honestly, it was just a lot of hard work to get back through the pack and get back up to the front. And a little bit of fortune came my way, but you got to capitalize on that stuff when it comes your way. And with what happened in front of me, I got very fortunate. But I'm glad to bring it home P1.
10-4. I mean, that's about the only way you could describe it.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yep.
you just take it how it comes. You know what I mean? We're not going to complain about a win, so absolutely.
10-4. You got those friends, family, and sponsor shout outs for us tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to say hi to the wife and kids. I'd like to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing for putting on the series and Ghostman for running it. I'd like to thank you for and your smooth, lovely voice for commentating tonight.
God, kiss
Like
ass.
I'd like to thank Blockbuster as well. Everybody on the team from Will, Cody, Scott, everybody on there. I appreciate them too. And yeah, like I say, thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. It was a fun race.
10-4. Congrats on the victory tonight. You got to take them any way you can get them for sure. We'll see you in the playoffs with 2 wins to your name, so you get 6 bonus points heading into the playoffs. That's nice.
Yeah, definitely nice. We're sitting in a good spot here in Xfinity, but we want to ride that momentum into the playoffs, and this is a great start to it.
10-4. We'll see you back here next week as we kick off the playoffs. Congrats on that victory, and we'll see you later.
Take care, DG. Have a good evening, mate.
Ian Montrose getting the victory tonight in the number 1. Congrats to him. Congrats to the Blockbuster team. Let's go ahead and look at our final results from Charlotte in our 155 lap race tonight. Here we are. Ian Montrose, of course, with the victory. Hayden Lowell, Dalton Hayes, Travis Martin, Trenton Sneed picking up top 5s. Dustin Franklin, Jeremy Scherer, Andrew Beach, Harry Grandella, and Mike Chris round out your top 10. Page 2, J.R. Deal starts us off with Cliff Mullins and Daniel Llewellyn, Ethan Evers. Then you have Jeff Price, Wes Parker, Dave Hoisma, Lucas Hoisma, Mike Edwards, Nick Hammer in the top 20. And holy cow, eraser.gg rating us with a massive raid as we're right at the end of our race. Sucky timing, but thank you so much for the raid. Thank you guys for being here. Hope your time was awesome over there with the Eraser streams. And our third page, Blake Giglio, Jake Lawrence, Quinn Newton, Travis Cometa, and Scott Elston round out the race for tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. I have to say thank you to Fort Worth Screen Printing, fwscreen.com. Those folks help us put on our broadcast each and every week for the Xfinity series. You check them out at fwscreen.com or in their already created site, which is fwspdesign.com, where you can buy John Garrett's Arkham merchandise. Thank you all so much for being here. If you want more information on all 9 of our leagues that we run every single night of the week, we can check out more information over at dgsracing.com. That's dgsracing.com. Thank you so much for being part of our community. We love you guys, love your faces. Hope you have a wonderful, delightful rest of your Tuesday night. We do have one more race tonight. However, that race is over on the YouTube. If you want a link to that, we'll drop that in the chat for you. Here you go, exclamation point leagues. There you are. That'll get you to our Discord. You can get the link to our modified broadcast over on the YouTubes. Hope you guys have a wonderful, delightful rest of your night, and we'll see you guys in the next race.